So, CTM Sports, allegedly, NBA illegal gambling investigation. Is Chauncey and Terry rolling with the wrong crowd? We're going to talk about that. CTM Sports, thanks to everybody who's been watching. Thanks to everybody who's been hitting the subscribe button, hitting the like button. Thanks to all the support that we get, whether CTM Sports, whether Thinking Game Podcast. We appreciate all the love. We appreciate all the support. I think we had like 290 or something like that. We would love to get to 1K. So please help us get to 1K because I think it was like 90% unsubscribed watching. If we can lower that number and get you to subscribe and hit the bell so when we launch something, you can catch it. Thank you for who've been supporting because, like I said, I've been working, going to school, family time, having to navigate through time to get to the point where I can record. It's not been as easy this semester, but we still gonna get it done. So thanks again for watching CTM Sports. Let's get right into it. FBI illegal gambling probe investigation. This happened a couple days ago. I was out of town when it hit. Don't really want to get into the allegations. What I want to talk about is from a learning situation. Any young person who's watching this, one thing you can do when you're coming up is learn from others. Not from a place of judgment, from a place of analyzing. This is a decision-making case, learning and analyzing, dealing with people. When you become an adult and you get out on your own, you start making these decisions, who you roll with, who you interact with. Is this person cool? Is this person not cool? Can I get hemmed up or can I not get hemmed up? You have to make those kind of decisions, sometimes on a daily basis. And then when you go to another level, when you're famous, good God, when you're famous and you're making millions and your money is being publicly published and all this stuff, you got to make those decisions even faster. And that's what I want to talk about. Allegations, they're there. Nothing you can do about it. It's allegations. The thing I want to talk about is how do you get tied up with people that they're alleging that they're tied up with the mafia? How do you get tied up with them? How do you get in that spider web that you can't get out of? There was a process. There wasn't a one-time interaction and boom, there you go. A process. When the feds get involved, that means this was happening over a period of time. No different than in the streets when somebody's selling drugs. When the feds get involved, that means they've been selling drugs for a number of years, or they had a big operation that happened really fast and they're trying to shut it down. How do you get involved with people like they got involved with, allegedly they got involved with? When you become an adult, I'm telling you, you have to be careful who you call your friends. Be careful who you spend time with, who you entertain with, because you never know how things gonna play out. I know they say that you shouldn't stereotype. They say that you shouldn't judge. But if you don't have proper judgment skills or analyze, you can find yourself in this situation. So let's talk about let's look at this video real quick. I seen with Chuck. He was talking about this on I think it's Inside the NBA, man. Let's talk about that real quick.
I will
I
say
wish you
this.
would, because you're making me mad right here.
Well, I can make you mad, and you can make me mad. I just have my opinion. You're going to have yours. But I also think that because there are people who get speeding tickets doesn't mean everyone in the league speeds. And so don't look at this group.
That's funny. So, pretty much what Kenny's saying is he was saying that it's an addiction. And I can see both sides of the coin. But Chuck said he think it's stupidity. It's a little bit of both, probably. I think more on the stupidity side than the addiction side. Because one thing, shout out to Marcellus Wiley, was checking him out. He said you could be people that's addicted to something. They only do certain stuff. They don't do everything. They do certain stuff. But when you stupid, you'll do anything. You find out it's stupid later. You know, so I've been there. I did a lot of stupid things, you know, in my lifetime. And I had to come to the realization that was stupid. So let's get back to the video after this ad is going off. No, right here. There we go. Oh, there we go. Hold on.
As the entire league.
As an indictment of the league. Clear something up for me, Chuck.
I'm gonna clear it up quickly.
I know, but I really just want this. You say the league dropped the ball on the Rozier part of
Yes.
this? Because they had already looked at it and said we didn't have enough, but not on the Chauncey. They didn't drop the ball on
First of all,
Chauncey.
So, apparently, allegedly, the NBA did an investigation on this with Terry Rozier, and they said they didn't see nothing wrong. And the FBI said that he did do something wrong. Now, you got to feel what's going on right here. Something ain't right. And somebody's wrong, somebody's right. Time will tell. It's all allegations at this point. But Chuck was saying that they dropped the ball to NBA. They kind of let it slide, sweep it under the rug. And we're going to get right back into
Different
it.
things.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
two different things.
So the league dropped
this
the
is not
ball
Chauncey.
on Rozier, you
Take
say.
Chauncey out the equation.
All right.
And the reason I'm mad at Kenny is, man, this ain't got nothing to do with damn gambling addiction. This ain't got nothing to do with addiction. These dudes are stupid.
Why are they stupid?
So, I'm going to give you some background. We're talking about a guy who gambles at the highest level, Charles Barkley. So, his opinion is a little different compared to Kenny because Kenny probably don't gamble like that. Kenny, to me, is more, what do I want to say? I want to say empathetic, or more of an apologist. You know, like maybe it could be like a lawyer. They could be like their lawyer. Chuck is more of an accountability kind of person, and a lot of times in this time we're living in, accountability is it's a lost art. You know what I'm saying? And let's get back into it.
Under no circumstances can you fix basketball games. Under no circumstances. I love to gamble. The notion, like Rozier makes $26 million. Him betting, giving people information or taking himself out of games, how much is he gonna benefit taking himself out the game to get unders? Like, he's making $26 million. The notion he gave, how much of these guys he gave a head up, he took himself out of games on prop bets. How much money is he gonna make?
Well, if he did that, you're proving my point.
What do you mean?
That means.
So, what Chuck pretty much is saying is that ain't addiction, it's stupidity. Why would you risk a $24 million contract, even after taxes? Because he in Florida, he probably still bringing home a nice amount of money after you take away taxes, agent fees, and all that. Probably still in the double-digit millions. Why would you risk that for a prop bet, but you're not even going to even get nowhere near what you're making as a salary? Some people say it's addiction. Some people say it's stupidity. Let me know in the comments what you think. Which one do you think it is?
Not addiction. That's logical thought.
And before I go there, I know he took Chauncey out of it. The thing is, with Chauncey, it's all allegations at this point. But if you was around these guys, whether you did it or not, you have to be wise on who you're around. We talk about this on Thinking Game all the time. You can be guilty by association. Whether you agree with it or not, it's a thing and it's real. Sometimes we get caught up in the feeling, I don't feel like it's right. And it don't matter what you feel, it's what it is. It's what's the reality. And the guilty by association is a real thing. The sad part about Chauncey, and I hate it, is even if he wins the case and charges are not filed, he still will have to deal with this cloud for a while. He got to deal with it for a while. Terry gonna have to deal with that for a while. He hope he don't lose his job, but I think Chauncey he may have lost his job already. He just signed a new contract too. That's what's sad. Just signed a new contract. Was doing on a good trajectory in Portland, and now it's derailed by an allegation. Even if he wins, it's gonna hurt still. It's gonna cost a lot of money to fight the feds, and man, I hope they fight it. I hope they get justice, whatever that is. And you think about Damon Jones, you have to be careful who you hang around, man. You hang around the wrong set of guys. It's like a spider web, man. You can't get enough of it off of you before it get crazy. But let's keep listening, though.
Process if you're making $26 million to try to win 50,000. Like, that's illogical. So that you're proving my point.
No,
It
that's
is an
not addiction. That's stupidity.
The same reason someone goes and uses drugs when they're in the NBA.
Hey, drugs are addiction.
So there's no gambling addiction?
No, yeah, they are gambling addiction. But the notion that you're trying to make sure these guys being addicted, you can't fix basketball games. You cannot fix. Like I say, this is separate from Chauncey. But
and like he's saying, you can't fix basketball games. That's what he's pretty much saying. You know the rules. Terry knew the rules. You can't fix basketball games. I'm pretty sure you are constantly told this when they really start pushing gambling on sports and stuff. You can't fix basketball games. You have to play fair and square. But for some reason, he felt like he didn't have to do that. Let me know in the comments what you think. Did Terry do something stupid, or is he dealing with addiction? I think that it's a little bit of both, probably. I think more so stupidity than it is addiction. Dealing with that emotion. Emotion make you do some crazy things sometimes. So now they're going to have to fight those allegations. I wish them the best on their process. You got to keep your eyes on it, but they're going to have to deal with this for a while, though. It's going to suck before it get better. But my angle is, that's why it's important who you deal with. Very important. Sometimes you can just be close to it and they'll try to get you just cause. Sometimes you meet somebody, what are you doing, man? We're finna go play poker. Where? At the casino? No, over so-and-so house. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm a pass on that. Sometimes it may seem harmless, but that don't make it not illegal. Heard one of my elders say this: just because it work, don't make it right. You gotta have discernment. You gotta have some sense to know. Stay away from things that could implicate you. It's not worth it. And I don't care about the peer pressure. I don't care what nobody thinks. I don't want to deal with the feds. I don't want to deal with the state on anything. So the best thing sometimes is to really vet who you're around. And if that means you have to have a smaller circle, so be it. It's peaceful that way. Then having to think about, hey, if I go hang with these guys, am I taking a federal chance every time I hang with these guys? And for the people that say you're overthinking it, if you ask them that, I wonder if you asked them that, what would they say? Well, they probably wish they would have overthought it at this point. Just dealing with the allegations, they haven't even been found guilty yet. Just dealing with the allegations, it sucks because they're gonna keep running it, they're gonna keep spinning it in the news, and it's gonna take a while. They haven't even released all the names yet. They still probably got some more people. This just was the beginning of it. You don't know if these dudes gonna cooperate. Who knows? You just never know. So, going to the next one. NFL fans calls on Browns to play Sanders. Are they going to do it? They're probably not going to do it. They should, but they're probably not going to do it. Some people stand on it. They stand on their guys, and they get fired on their terms. Their coach Stefanski is probably going to get fired end of this year because he wanted to take a stand. In my opinion, I think the owner drafted Shador for the attention, for the ticket sales, and eventually he wanted him to play quarterback for the Browns. I'm going to say that for right at the end of this take. How should Sanders play this situation? If I was Sanders, I would stay in shape. I would keep my body ready, whether it's going, doing Pilates or keeping stretched out, keeping things ready so I don't get injured by the time I get a chance to play. Work on my throwing, arms, accuracy, game film. I would be so prepared. So by the time they put me in, it'll be seamless. It's like they should have been done that. You got to let people hang themselves sometimes. And unfortunately, it may delay you. But you got to let people hang themselves sometimes. And I think
always business, never person.
I think that Stefanski is afraid of if Shador Sanders is good, he may lose his job to his dad, Dion. I don't think Dion wants to go there, but, money. He knows the owner. Who knows what they talked about on the phone, the stuff that they don't tell you. Colorado not doing so great. Him and Sapp, Marshall Faulk to come to the Browns may change the whole culture. You never know. Let me know in the comments what you think. Is Stefanski afraid of the pandemonium that's going to come when he plays Shador Sanders? Do you think he's going to get fired at the end of the year? I think he's going to get fired because he should have been put Sanders in. The quarterback that's in there now, he's really not that good. And he's going to lose his job, man. He's going to lose his job because he wants to stand on whatever he wants to stand on. And it's on him. Sometimes you live and die by your decisions sometimes. And this is what happens when you do that. Let's get the other quarterback name. It sucks. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel. There's an article. Browns to stick with Dylan Gabriel as starting quarterback. Shador Sanders to remain Cleveland's backup. This dude was okay in college, but he's not a good NFL quarterback. When do you realize that? This dude is not putting up the same numbers. He's not going to put up the same numbers he did in college. And when he played in college, I think he played at, was it Oregon or something? It was something like that. But the team was so good, it was just you could just plug somebody in there. It says Gabriel completed 21 of 35 passes for just 156 yards with 2 touchdown passes, 2 interceptions. Gabriel ranks last in the NFL this season with 4.9 yards per attempt. Only Geno Smith, Cameron Ward, and Jake Browning have lower expected points added per play. The Browns are 2-6 this season and 1-3 since Gabriel took over for Joe Flacco, who has since been traded to the Bengals. Only the Jets and Titans are averaging fewer passing yards per game than the Browns, 174. So I ask you this for the people who were saying that Cam Ward was better than Shador. What you think about that now? You still stand on that? Or you got different thoughts now? A lot of people are saying, yeah, man, I think Cam Ward better than Shador, man. He's going to do better. What he doing with the Titans right now? Running for his life. He's supposed to be a pocket passer. I don't see him in the pocket. Let me know what you think in the comments. Dylan Gabriel's going to get Stefanski fired. I think Stefanski does not want to play Sanders for whatever reason. Who knows? Only he knows. Definitely obvious. Something definitely going on. But
Ready to die.
he's going to lose. I think he knows he's going to lose his job at the end of the season. So he just said, I'm going to go out on my own terms. Hey, however you want to do it, handle your business. Last slide, and I am out this thing. The Lakers. Do the Lakers consider trading LeBron? Does LeBron want out of the Lakers? Do the Lakers want out of LeBron? It's like a riddle almost. Who wants out of who? LeBron is out for the first 4 weeks with a sciatica injury. Let me tell you, that is not an easy injury to get over. I had that one time. I'm old though. I'm not a basketball player at all. And it feels like you think your kidney is hurting, but it's really the nerve in your lower back connected to that leg. And every time you move or try to walk, you feel it. It's like a burning sensation sometimes. It seems like a muscular thing. Sometimes I thought it was my kidney one time. And they're like, nah, that's sciatica. You got to do stretches and stuff and try to get that nerve worked out. But, man, recovery to LeBron. They didn't re-sign him to a longer-term deal. He's on the last year contract. He probably feels disrespected. The Lakers got Luka now. And they're telling him in so many ways
Always business. Never personal.
that it's a business. It's nothing personal. And LeBron is and they telling LeBron no, and he's all emotional. So, with that being said, do the Lakers consider trading LeBron or let him walk away for nothing? Let me know in the comments. Do you trade him or let him walk away at the end of the year for nothing? Couple of scenarios I see. I can see toward the trade deadline, they realize they're not going to win anything, and they go and ask LeBron, hey, where would you like to go? Where would you like to go? Imagine if the Warriors said, hey, we'll trade you Kuminga for LeBron. You know, they're probably not going to do it, but imagine that. Trade out Kuminga for LeBron, and you got Draymond Green, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, and Stephen Curry on the same team. That'd be pretty crazy. Or, not that the Celtics are out, what if LeBron and Bronny went back to Cleveland? Since they're a pretty good team in the conference and they got the spider, it'd be kind of like him and Kyrie again. What if that happens? He goes back to Cleveland storyline. LeBron goes back home to retire a Cavalier. And then they mess around and win the championship. That'd be crazy. Man, I think the Lakers are done with LeBron. They're not going to re-sign him. I bet you Pelinka, if I know him, he is thinking about where can he get some kind of value out of him leaving LA because he's not going to be there next year. And they need all the value they can get. Or by the trade deadline, if the Cavaliers are great and they just need their missing piece, they want to go deep in the playoffs, so you possibly go on a run. I think they'll probably try to trade for LeBron. I don't know if it'll break up their team, but because they do got Alonzo Ball. Well, Alonzo Ball came back to LA. Imagine that. Bring him back to LA. Never know. And if they don't trade LeBron, how does this season look for the Lakers? Especially in the West. Do they have enough? Because I don't know if you've been watching, but DeAndre Ayton, he ain't it. He is not it. Too many dispensaries in California, man. He ain't it. Austin Reeves, he not it. Luka need help big time. If he comes back and they start balling out and they don't offer him a longer term deal, it's going to be tough. He's going to make it tough around there for them. Storylines going to be coming out. This is my opinion. A lot of storylines going to be coming out, a lot of narratives. He's either going to play around with the narrative of him going to another team or leaving, or play around with the narrative of trading him before the trade deadline somewhere where he can win the championship. Because he knows he's not going to win the championship there. In my opinion, I don't even think the Lakers is trying to win the championship. I think they're trying to wait till he leave, free up the money, and start to try to get bigger people to come there after he leaves. Just my opinion. I don't know. I couldn't see the Mavericks trying to get him because they have enough. I think they have enough on their team. But who knows? Have him with Cooper Flag, AD, and Clay. I don't know if Kyrie coming back yet. Who knows? But I wouldn't be surprised if he got a trick up his sleeve. I would not be surprised if LeBron got a trick up his sleeve. But let me know in the comments. Does LeBron want out of the Lakers, or do the Lakers want out of LeBron? A mutual split at the end of the season. Or will there be a trade before the trade deadline? This is Mike from CTM Sports. Thanks for watching. Thank you for tuning in. CTM Sports Thinking Game Podcast. 90% of people are watching that are not subscribed. We ask that you can subscribe. It don't cost anything. Help us get monetized so we can invest back into the podcast. Find a studio that we can record. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting CTM Sports. I will catch you on the next one.